Hello again, Irish fans, and welcome to this week's edition of Inside Notre Dame Basketball with Mike Brey. I'm Jack Nolan, and Coach, another tough battle, this one on the road against a ranked Clemson team. You just couldn't get it done.
You know, we couldn't score enough, Jack. Our defending and our rebounding was good enough, and we kept putting ourselves in position to try and close the gap, but we're going to have to score a little bit more, especially on the road, to get a win in this league.
Now this week, your bye week, 6 days between games, and it turned out to be even more important when you discovered that Matt Farrell's ankle a little bit worse than you thought.
Yeah, we were not getting any better. We did an MRI. There's a bone bruise in there. We have to shut him down indefinitely. He just can't be back till he's healthy, and he understands that. Having said that, our 7 guys that are eligible to go will all get a lot of playing time, and we move forward with the group that we have.
And certainly the normal human reaction at this point would be, oh, woe is me, woe is us. I've been to practice, I don't see it.
Not at all. No, not at all. I mean, I love our team. I love our group. I told them after the Clemson game, just continue to empty the tank emotionally and physically when we play. And that's all we can ask. And we're going to get our share of them. And I have every reason to believe, by way of our leadership, we'll continue to compete our backsides off.
When we come back, we'll take you to the refurbished Little John Coliseum for this year's matchup between Notre Dame and Clemson. You went down to Clemson against a Clemson team that was ranked, had just lost a tough one at Carolina, and had never beaten you, and they were ready.
They were really ready to play against us. There's no question about it. A very gifted offensive group that Clemson has this year. Guarding them was going to be a problem, and man, they got off to a great start, and we were kind of digging out of a hole the whole first half.
Yeah, you fell behind by 10 just 4 minutes in, and in the back of my mind, I've seen games in other seasons like this before, like it's not going to be your day. But not this team. You come all the way back.
No, we came right back. Johnny Mooney obviously gave us a great lift, scoring 8 in a row. But we come right on back to make it a one-possession game at halftime. And we're holding them to 33 points, and we're at 30. That's pretty good where you want to be after 20.
Mooney gets 10 in the first half, career-high 13 in the game. TJ Gibbs again solid, 9 points in each half for a game-high 18.
You know, TJ Gibbs is one of the best guards in this league. You know, he's been the player of the week. You know, now he's back handling the ball again with Matt Farrell out for a while. But I am really pleased with his development and his confidence.
And he's making some big buckets. In the first half of this game, a nice driving runner that cut the Clemson lead to 2.
Yeah, he has been our guy that can score it and kind of hold the fort for us when we're in scoring droughts. You know, we need him to score, and we got to do things to get him looks.
You mentioned how well John Mooney played in the 8-0 John Mooney run, but he also hit a huge bucket with 30 seconds left in the half to cut the Clemson lead to 1.
Yeah, I think posting John Mooney is something we want to do too. We know he can shoot the three-point shot, but he's got very good footwork and lift, and that jump hook in the post is something we want him to look to do the rest of the way.
You talk about the resilience of this team. You're trying to get over that hump of slow offensive starts, but you hit 7 of your last 11 shots in the half.
Yeah, we finally got into a good rhythm, and Jack, thank God, our defense and our rebounding is keeping us in it. We cannot get away from that. That's given us a chance, and then our offensive rebounding is giving us other opportunities.
Now, you're down 3 at halftime. Clemson jumps back up by 8, but when you talk about getting help from everybody, Austin Torres with a nice double pump driving layup kind of got you restarted.
Old Austin gives us great energy off the bench. He's one of those great offensive rebounders and a post defender. But right now, too, with him, with some seniors out of the mix during the game, his leadership and his voice has become much more important.
Now, Matt Farrell gutted this one out, but clearly not 100%. He still came up with a couple of big threes in the second half.
He hit some big shots. You know, it was kind of sad to watch him dragging that leg, and he's still not in game shape. You know, he's trying and trying, but after really looking at this thing and seeing that we have a bone bruise, we can't put him back on the court till he's 100%.
Talk about Martinez Gibbon, another terrific game for him, 10 points, 9 rebounds, 2 great sequences, one in the first half where he stopped what was looking like a highlight film dunk by Grantham and then ends up with a jump hook down the other end.
You know, again, as I've said over and over again, playing as well as any big guy in our league, I think he's the best candidate for most improved in our league, and he is carrying a lot of responsibility. He needed some rest and bye week.
And certainly the second half, you cut it to 1 again on a Gevin hook. What a move, like a triple fake, 3 spins, and he threw it in.
Yeah, again, throwing it into him in the post and Johnny Mooney and having them score down there is something we have to do. I mean, that is a thing that's kind of evolving in our offense.
You have in the past emphasized to your teams, and it's a given in basketball, you got to play 40 minutes. Some teams struggle with that. This team that's undermanned without 3 of your top 6 players doesn't. You battled right down to the end. Clemson goes up 59-50. You fight back with back-to-back threes by Gibbs and Mooney.
Yeah, I mean, we will continue to do that. I mean, I love the fight of this group. They keep competing. We need to be a little smarter offensively down the stretch, and I've got to help them with that to be more efficient.
Well, your team really made Clemson work for their first victory over you in 6 tries. The Irish lose it 67-58. When we come back, we're going to show you some highlights from a game you probably didn't know took place. There were 2 games on Notre Dame's schedule the week before Christmas that turned out to be Irish wins over Dartmouth and Southeastern Louisiana. But there was another big game on the Irish schedule that week you may not have heard of, a showdown with another Catholic school basketball power in South Bend. Take a look.
All right, team, bring it in. Okay, everyone, come take a knee. All right, hey, listen, we've been working on our basketball fundamentals for a few weeks now. I want to see how we measure up against another team. We have a surprise scrimmage, a local Catholic school. They're coming here to St. Anthony's to play us. Let's protect our court. Are you ready? Yeah! Are you sure you're ready? Yeah! All right, let's take it here.
So thank you guys for having us. It was fun. We enjoyed playing basketball with you guys. We actually have one more surprise. I'm going to give you guys tickets to one of our games. But first, Matt Farrell has to hit a free throw. If he hits the free throw, then you guys get the tickets for sure.
Austin Torres has the unique ability to change the tempo and energy level of a game within seconds of stepping on the court. Even before Austin graduated with a management consulting degree from the Mendoza College of Business last May, he had already committed to return to the Irish basketball team for a 5th year because head coach Mike Brey wanted the Torres spark and leadership back on his bench. Torres made his 3rd career start against Clemson and is averaging career highs in minutes played, rebounds, assists, blocked shots, and steals.
He's the energy guy.
Energizing.
Always got energy.
Gibbs alley-oop for Pfluger to Torres, who puts it up and in.
You know, when you need a hustle play, he's always there to deliver.
Nice bounce pass to Austin Torres, who slams it home. The Irish back up.
I'm just kind of the energy guy, the spark plug. It's just kind of the role that I've had, you know, being the energy guy, just try to get the crowd going and get all my teammates going. It's just something that I've, you know, that Coach Brey has emphasized as my role, and I'm going to continue to do as much as I can. I do all the hustle plays, do all the little things that not everybody else necessarily needs to do in terms of rebounding, defending, diving on the floor, blocking shots, dunking the ball, just the things that, all the little things that help put the team together. I like to play, but I like to also coach in terms of, I like to help people what I see on the court and what, they like to take my advice in terms of what I see. And I think the staff also takes a lot of consideration in some of my suggestions and some of the things that, especially the captains, me, Matt, Bonzi, Rex, and Marty, bring to them whenever they ask. And, that's kind of the culture that we have here. It's a player-run team coached by individuals who have been in the culture and know that that's the kind of culture we have here. I've always kind of used my voice whenever I needed to, on and off the court, to try to, get some, if there's a younger guy who's dealing with academic stuff or somebody who's dealing with an injury. Like, I've dealt with many injuries here. Like, I've had to come back from. I'm trying to help people cope with that kind of stuff. Having the title and whether I have the title or not hasn't really changed who I am in terms of vocal and leadership, because, being a captain is just having a C on a jersey. It doesn't mean you can't be one in the first place. If I could describe this team in one word, I'd say resilient. Last year we won 5 games in a row, and then soon enough we lose 5 out of 6. It's like, where's our team at? And then, we come out and we win the next 4. It's kind of like, we just have the resiliency to just kind of keep pushing regardless of the situations that we're in, and that's something that we're going to have to continue to do right now, because, obviously we're going through that tough stretch right now. Austin Torres, forward.
Talk to me about the reasons you wanted Austin Torres back.
I thought he would give us great leadership, and he has. And his voice has become much more important, Jack, now that Bonzi and Matt are not out on the court with us. I love what he's doing in leadership. He's always been the energy guy. Come in, fit in, do the dirty work. Nothing will change there. I'm really proud of the player and the young man that he has become. He's going to make, and we've talked about it, he's going to make a good coach. He wants to get into coaching, and we got to help him with that.
As we go to break, here is a look at this week's Notre Dame Ticket Exchange, powered by Vivid Seats, Play of the Week. It is a terrific sequence late in the first half of the Clemson game involving one of the most improved players in the country, Martinus Gebben. Gebben does a great job denying a dunk attempt by Dante Grantham on the defensive end, and then knocks down a jump hook on the offensive end to pull the Irish within 2 points of the Tigers.
Shovels it across the baseline to Grantham, and a great defense of the attempted dunk by Gebben, and Notre Dame ends up getting the ball back down low. Gebben for the jump hook around and in. What a sequence for Martinus Gebben.
It's time now for the experts at TireRack.com question of the week for Coach Brey, and this week's question comes from diehard Notre Dame fan Katie Williams of South Bend. Coach, what do you like to do when you are not coaching or recruiting?
Well, I see Katie with my favorite hobby, swimming and working out at Knollwood, and she a lot of time is my swim partner. She's over in the other lane working out. But, that's where I kind of refresh myself and clear my head and get my workout in, and I've worked in swimming the last couple years, and it's a little easier on the joints.
Matt Gregory is finishing his 4th year on the Notre Dame basketball roster, and with all the injuries this season, his presence on the practice floor and leadership in the locker room has never been more important. You'll notice I did not call Gregory a walk-on, because after 3 years in that role, Coach Brey rewarded Matt for his contributions by awarding him a scholarship last June. So on this show, Matt Gregory will run the Inside Notre Dame Basketball Fast Break as a scholarship player for the first time.
Favorite all-time movie?
Apocalypse Now.
First car you ever drove?
2001 Gold Honda Odyssey.
Favorite musical group or artist?
Pearl Jam.
Who is your role model?
My dad.
One thing the public would be surprised to learn about you?
I like mountaineering.
Twitter or Instagram?
Neither.
Favorite part of practice?
Free throws.
Worst part of practice?
Defensive footwork.
Best part of your game?
3-point shooting.
Part of your game you need to work on?
Defense.
Which is better, coming up with a key steal, handing out a highlight film assist, or knocking down a big three-point shot?
Knocking down a big three-point shot.
Maui.
Fun.
One thing you always hear from Coach Brey in practice?
Keep moving.
Assistant coach who is most like Coach Brey?
Coach Blanis.
Best defender on the team?
Rex.
Best leaper on the team?
Torres.
Best dunker on the team?
Nick.
Worst dunker on the team?
Mooney.
Best dresser on the team?
EB.
Worst dresser on the team?
TJ.
Best singer on the team?
Torres.
Worst singer on the team?
Nick.
Beard growing competition, who wins? You or Coach Brey?
Me.
You know, you're well shaven today, but Gregory believes he can beat you in the beard growing competition.
And I think he can, and he has been a great addition for us, you know, and earned a scholarship this season, which I think is a great story. He's been with us for 4 years. He really has a great feel of the pulse of our team, and quietly he leads behind closed doors, and he adds such a great, even as a freshman, he added great maturity to the locker room.
When we come back, we will take a look at Notre Dame's first Saturday, Monday turnaround of the ACC schedule. Well, you're back at it this weekend on this floor against the Virginia Tech team that just beat Carolina.
They're going to come in with great momentum. 4 guards, sometimes 5 guards, opening up the floor, driving, shooting the jump shot. Unbelievable challenge for us. They can put 90 on the board very easily. Our rebounding will be a key, and I'd love to see us get into a good offensive flow here on our floor.
8 p.m. game here, less than 48 hours later, you'll be at Cameron to take on Duke.
Quick turnaround, heading down there. You know, we'll get some rest on Sunday, and then, you know, for our guys getting to play in that building. Of course, the last time we played in that building, we won. But another great challenge against the team in Duke that is playing very well right now.
An argument can be made that you have the toughest conference schedule this year. You're the only team that plays at Duke, at Carolina, at Virginia. You and Duke are the only teams that have 3 Saturday Mondays, but you're the only team that has to travel in every one of those Saturday Mondays.
Yeah, we drew the A schedule. There's no question about it. And I know, as you can see, TV wanted us a lot. Of course, we had the potential Wooden Award winner and the ACC Preseason Player of the Year, and so they want you. So now we're playing those without those guys, and it just doesn't get any easier. Now, the other side of that is, you know, when you have these great matchups, these high-rated, high RPI teams, you have opportunities for great wins. You can't get to the NCAA tournament unless you have opportunities for great wins. We got to get 1 or 2.
All right, here we go
again,
Here we go.
Coach.
Folks, we'll be back next week to break down the games with Virginia Tech and Duke. Until then, for Coach Brey, I'm Jack Nolan. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, go Irish.
Inside Notre Dame Basketball is presented by TireRack.com and brought to you by Team Notre Dame partners, Coca-Cola, Under Armour, and Gatorade. Inside Notre Dame Basketball is also brought to you by Bank of America, the official bank of Notre Dame Athletics, Vivid Seats, Canon, Xfinity, Delta Airlines, proud to be the official airline of Notre Dame Athletics, Nissan, Notre Dame Federal Credit Union, and SiriusXM.